Hey guys, Rick Shaw here. We got another. It's gloomy and cold outside. Faye's over helping her buddy. They're getting ready for a baby shower for tomorrow, so she's helping her get the place set up. But we got the slime in the front tire. It was really weird putting it in. I used that a long time ago in a car tire once, but mostly I would just put plugs in. So I didn't never used it very much, but this one it was calling for 8 ounces for the front tire. We rolled that bike backwards and forward. I had my wife looking. We were looking for nails, anything that went into that tire, and we couldn't find a single thing. Not even a little like a staple or anything. And I went over it a couple times. We had flashlights out there looking. Nothing. We could not find a dang thing why it had a hole in it, why it was leaking. And I don't think it's the valve stem. Still could be like the damn valve stem. But put the slime in there, shook it. That stuff, it tells you shake it for 30 seconds. Guys, shake it a lot more because there's big goobers in there. I shook it for about 5 minutes, squirted that stuff in, and then I put my little pump on. I got a really nice pump. I better show this to you guys because if you ever run across one of these little babies right here, you better grab it. I got mine for like $10. Of course, that was when I was in the Philippines. But I'll show you this. It's even got its name brand on it. One of the things I saw it when I got here on Facebook. This was like rated as #2 best one they sell, and it's a dandy, guys. It really is a good. There it is, right there. Pumps up really good. This little thing pulls out. It's a hose. As soon as you screw it in, it'll start. It charges up off a C-type. The battery is holding up very well for pumping all the kids' bike tires and all the stuff I use it for. It's amazing, and it's surprising how quick it pumps up. But what happened with the slime, I started turning the pump on, and it would go up to 2 pounds, and then it would back down to 0 and 2 and 0. So what I did was I took the bike for a little ride just in the parking lot to get the slime mixed around in it. Turned around and came back, put the little pump on it, and it would go up to 3.5 pounds like that. That was the highest, and then it would poop back down to 0. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty weird. So I thought, I'll let the thing run. I'll just let the battery run out. We'll see how far it goes. Well, after a couple minutes, it decided it was going to seal whatever hole was in there, and I pumped it up to 26 pounds. So then I left it. I just rolled around close to home, up to the gas station, and like that, make sure it's good and mixed up inside the tire, and then put it away. And then the next day, yesterday, we had to go out and go to the post office, and my son had a thing. He won a little contest, and he had a Subway card for $10. So we went over there and got his Subway sandwich, and it's holding air, guys. It's holding air real good. It's not having a problem. That's just to get me to the. It's just to get me to the bike shop, and it looks like I'm going to go to a bike shop real close here. There's one up on 150th Street. I'm going to call them. It's too late today. I went to look them up, and they were closed already. So, they're in there working, but they close. They only from 10 to 2 is what's said on the time thing, and that was 6 days a week. So I'll call them tomorrow or Monday and see how much they're going to want to do, put a tube in it. Because there's no snow yet, so it doesn't matter how cold it gets. I'll still ride it. I can bundle up. Maddie and I, it was pretty cold yesterday, so we bundled up really good to go to the post office. I had to get a letter out real quick, and but the bike's running just fine. I'm gonna be honest with you guys on that trip. We had some sustained 90 mile an hour, just going with the traffic. I wasn't trying to speed or nothing like that. I just don't want to be going real slow and have people cutting around me. So I was staying with the traffic. We're in 90, 92 like that, and Bike was running great. No signs of anything wrong. No sounds, anything weird, nothing. It just was just cruising right along. And now that we're home, it's louder. Something in the muffler, maybe some of the baffles. I don't know if that's one that gets repacked or not, but the bike is noticeably louder. Even Faye said when we started in this carport, she was like, "Wow, that's loud." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's from the trip. That was that sustained highway speed." So that's something that happened with that on those mufflers. I'll have that check that out when I take it up to the dealer. I don't want a loud bike. I just don't. I want something quiet. But when Maddie and I were riding it, it didn't seem. Of course, in the garage, it's always a little bit louder. But when we were riding on the road, it didn't seem that bad. But I really don't like to hear them. I want to hear the motor, not the exhaust. But everything seems to be going pretty good around here anyway. I'm glad the bike is up and running because we need that. That's something that right now we need. We're going to be down the road here hopefully soon. We're still eyeballing for a car. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I can't remember who it was. I have to go back and look on the comments. But there was a fellow from New York had one. I don't know exactly how much he wanted for it, but he said it was a pretty good little car. All-wheel drive too. And of course, that's really nice for around here. Real important around the snow belt. But we're looking at houses now too. Also, they seem to get my cancer. I went down. I forgot to tell you. I was down to VA yesterday, Friday, and they ran a bunch of. They said we're going to just test the living crap out of you, if you don't mind. They were like, "Do you mind?" I'm like, "No, I don't know. Let's do it. Let's find out. Let's really see what's going on." So they're checking all that out, and they said, "Man, it's all your numbers are coming up really good. Kidney function is getting way better. Blood's good. No potassium in the system, so my kidney's pushing that off." They're like real happy. They're like, "Well, this is good." Now, they want me to do one more course of this chemo stuff that I have here at the house. It's 3 weeks, and I want them to check my heart first because it was making my heart beat funny, and they're okay with that. They're like, "Yeah." They set me up for an appointment to have my heart looked at. It's in the beginning of December though, and they're going to do an echo, and then they're going to do an electrocardiogram and all that. They're going to have one of them things where they put it on me, and then leave it on me for a day or so. And then we can go ahead and figure out what's up with that. They're also going to, she's setting it up for my physical therapy, supposedly close to here, with a ride. And then the other thing was, too, she said they got acupuncture. And I had Wes, you did that to me one time before, and this stuff works. Wes is one of them acupuncture fellows. I don't know the technical name, what they call those guys, but he knows his stuff. Well, they have an acupuncture down there. I have to go all the way into Cleveland for that, though. It's not Parma. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because it definitely will do that up. They got me another medicine for the muscle spasms that I'm getting. And I had taken this stuff before, and it works. So that'll be sent to me. They said I'll probably get it Monday, maybe Sunday, but more than likely Monday. And low doses of the stuff worked for me last time. So I'm going to take that, and starting to feel a little bit better other than the back. The back is really killing me. And Maddie and I, we were riding the bike. I don't have any problem when I'm on the bike. But when I got off to walk back in the house, I look like an old geezer. That sucks. That sucks so damn bad. I need to have a place to put my cane on my motorcycle. I hate being an old geezer, but it's going to happen. Shit happens, but that's going good. We got. I'm glad Faye's out. We have church tomorrow, and then there's a thing afterwards with her one buddy, and Faye got some stuff done yesterday. She got a little bit of. We had to get some egg. We were out of eggs. That's one thing I do, guys. I read this a long time ago. eggs are real good for. I always eat eggs. I have eggs for breakfast every day. I never get tired of them. And we had grits. We had grits and eggs the one day. First time I had grits in a long time. And like I say, I never tire of them. So she went to BJ's and picked up a big old tray of eggs. It's like $15 now, guys. But they say that's really good for, super duper good for you to eat that and eat it every day. And I'm not one of these guys that buys into this cholesterol baloney and people taking Lipitor and lowering their cholesterol. Every single doctor I've ever talked to, okay, cholesterol's high. What does that cause? Oh, heart attacks and stroke. Prove it. Tell them to prove it. It doesn't. It doesn't. Taking that Lipitor is what kills you. It turns you into a numbhead. Your brain is made of cholesterol. You don't take that stuff, so I don't know. I think they slip it to you to make your brain stupid so that you start taking it every day. But yeah, people take that, they start getting stupid. I really don't think you need it. Just keep a good diet on. Eat the right foods and eat right and watch your weight. Me, I'm down. I've been right. It seems like this is just going to be my weight for now because I'm at 190. That's the lightest I've weighed in like forever. And I don't know. I can't seem to gain. Doesn't matter how much I eat. I'm eating good. One thing around this place, the Lord has blessed us with a bountiful amount of food. That's one thing every month. We spend quite a bit. We went just the one time shopping. It was like $660 to shop. That's why we need it. We need a car because I was telling Faye it's not cool to rely on people to drag us back and forth to the store all the time. That's not cool. That'll eventually wear out. So we got to get some kind of buggy here. They got these ones here where you sign and drive, but pretty high payments on this stuff. So I'm not into that. I don't want no huge payment on something. and a lot of them that I was looking at sold, and a lot of them that there's a couple Buicks in there I liked, and two. One was a Crown Victoria, and there were two other Mercury Marquis that looked to be pretty good bargains in there. Every single one of them went up in price. They took the price and tacked on another couple thousand on them. And that's the winter beater syndrome. I've been watching the marketplace here, and it's just a real bummer that happens. But that's, supply and demand, I guess. Nobody wants to ride their real good car in the salt out here. Now, there's no snow flying yet here. There hasn't been any salt dumped down. I haven't seen any big stockpiles. They must know that maybe there won't be that big of a snow this year, because usually you start seeing around the highways, you see these big stockpiles of salt and cinders. If the salt ain't bad enough, they got cinders too to make sure it knocks all the paint and undercoating off to get right down to that metal boy. But anti-skid, they call it. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to go on here. We keep looking, and something should come up pretty soon. I get a kick out of some of these people that I talk to, like the social worker and stuff, was saying, "Oh, well, why didn't you take your kids to this in the summer and that in the summer?" I'm like, "Hey, lady, I don't have a car. What the hell are you talking about? What am I going to do, pile my whole family on a motorcycle? It's only one at a time here. It's not the Philippines." And she said, this is no kidding. This lady looked at me and says, "Well, why don't you go get a car?" Yeah, I could buy a car for a couple thousand and have a piece of junk that I'm out there every day working on the damn thing. Most of the cars that are 2,500 and under, they need stuff. They'll even tell you right in the marketplace that they're clunkers. It needs brake lines, or the springs are all bad, or the front end shot, or the transmission is slipping. They come right. A lot of people are pretty honest about it. They tell you. And if you had a car, and let's say the transmission was bad, and you had a transmission for that, and had the stuff to change it, oh, no big deal. Buy the car for $2,500, throw your transmission in and go, and then rebuild the other one and have a spare, but something like that. And I've done that before. I had vehicles where I knew the motor was bad, but I knew where I could get a motor to fit it. I had a rebuilt 350 Guy gave it to me. He said there's nothing wrong. He said I had it rebuilt for my truck, and then my son smashed up my truck. This motor's been sitting here. It was a fresh. It was still in the crate. He said it was a fresh rebuild, and it's been sitting here. I want it out of here. If you can get it out of here, you can have it. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, boy, that's awful long for a motor. He goes, oh, yeah, there's a motor. There's a 2-speed power glide behind it. I was like, wow, sweet, 350 with a 2-speed power glide. Well, you know what I did? I put that in my car. I put that right in. And I like that power glide train. You can't hurt them. If your brakes ever go, just throw them in reverse and floor it. Believe me. It won't hurt the transmission, believe it or not. It doesn't. I don't know why. You could drive down the road and throw them in reverse. It'll lock up them back wheels. You start spinning backwards. It does not hurt them transmissions one bit. Those are unbelievable how tough those trannies are. But, you know, that would be a way to go. But I'll go ahead and let you go. I'm just kind of babbling on a little bit right now. I was watching a movie. I watched last night late. I couldn't sleep. I had the heebie-jeebies I'm still taking the regular medicine. By the way, they took me off a bunch of them. That doctor, we were going over my list. They printed me out a whole list of medicines, and I was thinking, boy, they never did that before. Why are they printing out a list of all my medicines? And they said, okay, we're going to go down the list, and we're going to take stuff off that you don't need anymore. And I'm like, oh, cool. Some of them I didn't even have for a long time. I hadn't been taking them because I ran out. And they took me off a bunch. I'm only on, it was 3. 3. That's all. Other than the chemo stuff, I'm only on 3 different medicines now. So that's really cool. And it's one of them's calcium, and the other one is sodium bicarbonate, which is basically baking soda. I was teasing the doctor. I said, oh, if I run out, I could just eat some baking soda. He goes, yeah, basically, yeah. We're trying to get your blood acidity level down low so your kidneys can work properly. I'm like, okay, cool. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. And this is Rick Shaw out.